13 WMAZ Morning starts now.
Cold across central Georgia this morning. However, once we get into the afternoon, 70s making a comeback on the 7-day, and all those details coming up.
A shots fired call over the weekend leads to the discovery of a man shot dead in his home several hours later. What we know so far. Plus, right now, the Bibb County Sheriff's Office is sending out warnings about a scam. What exactly you need to look out for.
And are you celebrating Valentine's Day without someone you've lost? How you can cope and still feel all the love on this Mental Health Monday.
Good Monday morning, Central Georgia. You're taking a live look over a beautiful downtown Macon. The time is now 6:30 here on this February the 13th. Thank you so much for staying with us. I'm Wanye Reese. Honestly, Alex, looking at that live cam, it's great to see a dry sky this morning and not all that rain we saw over the weekend. It was nasty.
I know, over an inch across parts of central Georgia. And you know what the interesting thing is? I'm looking at all the different screens here in the studio. On some screens, I can see the sun beginning to come up right here. On others, I can't. So I don't know what you're seeing at home, but the sun's beginning to come up in that little area over there. And certainly once we get into the next few minutes, we will see that. Temperatures in the 30s this morning, 39 in Macon, 38 in Warner Robins, 36 in Dublin, and 37 in Milledgeville. Most everyone down below 40 degrees. However, still hanging on to 41 in Butler and in Vidalia this morning, 39 down in Rochelle. You compare this to this time yesterday, we are running some 5 to 10 degrees colder across central Georgia. Nothing out there on the radar picture this morning, and really quiet across the southeast, not only in terms of the rainfall, but also the cloud cover. A clear and cool morning across the southeast. Today looking for a high right around 68, calling it close to 70 under sunny skies. Sunrise is at 7:20, and of course tomorrow being Valentine's Day, looking for temperatures roughly the same. 69 for your Valentine's Day high temperature under partly cloudy skies. Coming up in a few minutes, we will be talking about the temperatures on the rise for the remainder of the week and rain returning on Thursday.
Well, thank you, Alex. We'll talk to you soon. Today, all Baldwin County schools are closed after a water main broke. The school district says that the broken pipes affect the majority of those schools. EMA Director Wayne Johnson says it happened Sunday afternoon on MLK Jr. Drive. He says some areas in Milledgeville will not have water while they make the repairs. Johnson says this includes several Baldwin County schools, part of Atrium Health Navicent Baldwin, and a chemical manufacturer in the area. Right now, there is no word on what caused the break. Baldwin County School District says they plan for schools to open again tomorrow unless conditions from the water main break are unsafe. Of course, we're going to keep you updated on this story on air and online as we receive new information. 6:33, a community in Warner Robins is now left without one of its grocery stores. The Warner Robins Fire Department says they put out a fire at a small grocery store on Agnico Drive Sunday morning. The fire department says heavy smoke and fire was pouring from the store at 197 Agnico Drive when they arrived. No one was hurt as they put the fire out. Investigators believe an electrical problem with the refrigerator caused the fire. Well, a child is now recovering after being hit in a drive-by shooting in Warner Robins. Warner Robins police say it happened just after 11:30 Saturday night in the 200 block of Keith Drive. They say someone fired several gunshots into the home, hitting an 8-year-old in the shoulder. The child was taken to a local hospital where they're listed in stable condition. Captain Wayne Fisher says the police department is looking for 2 SUVs seen traveling in the area near the time of the shooting. At this time, Fisher cannot provide a description of the vehicles. Anyone with information should reach out to the Warner Robins Police Department. Their number, it's 478-302-5380. That number again for you, it's 478-302-5380. Well, moving now to Bibb County, we're waiting to learn more information on a deadly shooting. The sheriff's office says they found a 39-year-old man shot 3 times at his home on Monroe Avenue. Deputies say they found Jimmy Lee Bradbury Jr. after a neighbor asked them to check the home. Investigators say bullets also damaged the home. Deputy Coroner Ronnie Malley pronounced Bradbury dead at the house at 8:54 Saturday morning. But a press release says the sheriff's office says that Bradbury was shot over 3 hours earlier at 5:47 a.m. Today, we hope to learn why it took deputies over 3 hours to enter the home. Bibb County investigators are asking anyone with information to contact the sheriff's office. Their number, it's 478-751-7500. That number again for you, it's 478-751-7500. Right now, Macon Mayor Lester Miller wants to bring a new surveillance camera system to downtown Macon. Tomorrow morning, Macon Bibb leaders are set to discuss whether they'll spend up to $700,000 on new cameras. The resolution says the mayor wants to set up 3 new camera systems in Carolyn Creighton Park and along the Riverwalk. If approved, the county would purchase a system from Adapt to Solve, a company based in West Georgia. The county would buy the system through money collected from speeding ticket fines through the county's new school zone cameras. Miller says in the proposal, the system is needed after several, quote, high-profile incidents of violent crime. This morning, the Bibb County Sheriff's Office is warning you about a water park scam. They say people are selling fake raffle tickets, claiming to raise money to send some kids to a water park. The Sheriff's Office says the scammers are telling people the drawing for the gift card prizes will happen at the Frank Johnson Rec Center, but deputies say there won't be a raffle because it's a scam. If someone tries to sell you one of these fake tickets, the Sheriff's Office is asking that you report it. It's now 6:36. School districts around Central Georgia are looking for new hires. Over the weekend, Middle Georgia Regional Educational Service Agency, or RESA, held their first in-person recruitment fair since the pandemic. Bibb, Crawford, Houston, Jones, Monroe, Peach, and Twiggs County schools recruited applicants. From leadership roles to teachers for elementary through high school, the school districts held in-person interviews.
So this is our first year coming back and doing an in-person educator recruitment fair. And our goal is to recruit teachers in all areas from elementary to middle school to high school.
Well, if you missed the event and you're interested in applying, you can find a link to more opportunities in this story on our website. That's at 13wmaz.com. If you're looking for a chance to get out and see some art, Macon's new public art exhibit Shine will be around until April.
Not something that you see very often in Macon. Video art that's displayed in a public way like this is not something that happens very often.
The exhibit opened for the first time over the weekend. It features lighted art and projections by an Atlanta-based artist and local Macon artists as well. You can see the installations transform the Bibb Theater and Newberry building. It included live music from Boots and Cats, who are playing from the Bibb Theater. Newtown Macon and a nonprofit paired up to put on the show. The hope is to bring attention to some of Macon's most iconic vacant downtown buildings through the arts. Coleman says that he spent about 2 months creating the art piece that's featured above the theater.
Did a little bit of research on the history of the theater, and I wanted to kind of reference the fact that, this place was a place that, showed films on a regular basis. Also, I wanted to reference the Cherry Blossom Festival and things that are part of Macon and Macon's culture and history. So there's a lot of very subtle references to all of that stuff.
Beautiful. If you missed it over the weekend, the installation runs through Friday, April the 7th. Well, looking ahead this weekend, Macon Arts Explosion will have a weekend arts festival. On Friday, there's a social with a featured artist from 5 to 8 p.m. Then on Saturday and Sunday, they'll have interactive activities, performances, and of course, some exhibitions from new artists. Both days will be from 11 to 6, and $5 will get you access to all 3 days. The Kansas City Chiefs took the Super Bowl win. How one of Georgia's very own led the team to its victory. It's coming up next. Plus, the expectations of Valentine's Day may weigh heavy on your mental health. Coming up, experts give you tips on how you can fight these feelings. The time is now 6:39 a.m. here on this beautiful Monday morning. Speaking of Valentine's Day, the wife and I, we went to Natalia's over the weekend. Yeah. And literally, Alex, as we were getting ready to leave home, it started thundering. And I was like, what's going on? We already had to deal with the rain. Why this?
Yeah, and so the crazy thing is, I was up north of Metro Atlanta over the weekend. We did see some rain on Saturday, but not as much as we saw down here. You go a few miles north, they had accumulating snow up in the North Georgia mountains. Amazing. So yes, I showed you last week. You could take those snow maps in central Georgia and toss them in the trash can, and I think that worked out pretty well over the weekend. Here's a live look over downtown. You can certainly see the sun coming up now. I can see it on all the TVs here in the studio. There on the right side of your screen, a current temperature temperature of 39 in Macon, a wind out of the west-northwest at about 7 miles an hour. 39 in Fort Valley, 39 in Byron, 38 in Perry, 37 waking up in Bleckley County, and 37 waking up in Baldwin County, 36 over in Sandersville, 41 in Vidalia, and 41 in Taylor County at 40 minutes after 6 on this Monday morning. We don't have anything to speak of on the radar picture, not only here in central Georgia, but for the most part across the southeast. You've got to go back up towards the Outer Banks of North Carolina, the Hampton Roads region of Virginia to find any showers this morning. The low pressure that brought us that weekend rain that Wanye was talking about is already up in the northeast, so that is history for us. We'll begin to watch back out over to the west to see our next weather system develop, which won't be here for a few days. So let's time out the details as we get into Future View today. Temperatures up near 60 by the noon hour. Then later this afternoon, we will all get into the 60s for a high temperature, mid 60s at that. Into the night tonight, a cold start for your Valentine's Day. This is going to be around 7 tomorrow morning, a mid to upper 30s across central Georgia. And then through the day on Valentine's Day, we'll see just a little increase in the way of cloud cover. Temperatures finding their way into the upper 60s and low 70s by Valentine's afternoon. Into the overnight hours for Wednesday morning, talking about potentially a shower or two by the time we get to the mid-morning and into the afternoon hours. However, all of that will clear out by the time we get to Wednesday afternoon and evening. Now, the likelihood of staying dry on Wednesday, very high. I think if you do see a shower, you're going to be to the north, and it is going to be very short-lived. That takes us into the end of the week. Let's watch this now. Thursday afternoon and evening, a severe weather situation setting up back off to the west. However, notice both the Euro and the GFS have the front losing its punch by the time it gets to central Georgia Friday morning, and all the rain gone by, say, Friday at the noon hour. So I know what's going on out to the west as of now. I'm not too concerned about a severe weather threat here, but we'll watch in the days ahead because it's a little too close for comfort. 20% chance of rain Wednesday morning, followed by 30% Thursday evening, 80% Friday morning. And the temperatures today on the uphill swing as well. 59 by the noon hour, 62 by 1, a high right around 68, so close to that 70-degree mark. Then for tonight, back down into the 30s, going with 38 as the overnight low. Sunset at 6:18, less than a month until daylight saving begins. And then Valentine's Day tomorrow, 69 the high there, partly cloudy skies, calling it seasonably warm. The average high for this time of year is 63, so going above that and then continuing that trend into the middle part of the week. 75 by Wednesday, 77 on Thursday with a 30% chance of rain. Cooler on the flip side of the cold front.